Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dire Bear, and welcome to Falskallan Nights. I am your host, the Bard with No Name. Before we get into our game, I'd like to make a couple of announcements. First, I would like to thank D&D Beyond for sponsoring us. Because without D&D Beyond, we wouldn't have a consolidated place to have all of our character sheets so that we could all reference each other if we needed help. Great database, great place to have all the books. You need information on monsters, they have everything that's related to Wizards of the Coast and Critical Role. So once again, thank you for D&D Beyond. We had run the Roll for Ukraine initiative, but that has now since ended. But wanted to thank anybody who had donated to the cause. This war is still going on, and everybody still needs help as much as we can, as much as they can give. So let's keep donating anyway. We don't need an initiative to do this. We just need to be decent human beings and help people in need. But with that, let's get into tonight's game. Previously on Falskallan Nights, the hunters of evil and monsters were placed on Solemn Lilac's bridge to watch over a crowd of angry protesters. When the mysterious man let loose a new, unseen form of elemental in the middle of said crowd, the team, being on the bridge, jumped into action and dispatching the threat, but also realized that the town was being harried. When the team finally made it to where anything was, all the issues had gone away. There were no more signs of warfare, attacking, no nothing. Signs of elementals were being unleashed everywhere. But after everything was said and done, and back at the guild hall, Halsterian and Howard had gained new information that another student had gone missing at the academy. And hearing that Menestad, the second major city in Falscala, was under attack from one of their former friends, Elris. One of their friends. Surprise, bitch! No. Miswording. But there was an emergency meeting that had been called by the Falskallan Axis from Attenuate Kobold himself. With everybody at the guild just accepting the damages that have happened and the horrors that may have been witnessed, that's where we're going to start tonight's game. So, at this point, I think it's still the night of the attack. You guys, Bryony is out in the infirmary with Liliana, helping anybody reset bones and scraping up the ouchies and the boo-boos. But,
and the burns.
And the burns. What was that? Yeah, you guys got the information that another student was missing. Spleen just comes up. You know, guys, I think I'm just gonna head to bed.
Go ahead, Spleen. We'll catch up eventually.
Turns right around and heads right off. The air, the feeling that you get around is just general somber. Not a lot of high energy going around, or if you hear high energy, it's people working out their frustrations in the pit. How you?
Sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm rambling for the sake of rambling.
I don't think I'm in the mood for more combat. You had a spell that you wanted to try. Uh, something for NC?
Yeah, once it's done, we were
Well,
beginning to finish inscribing it in my spellbook.
let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I'd like to use that on both NC and now Elris, since I lost contact with him the last time he used sending. I'm worried he's another victim of whatever's been happening to these students.
Well, we'll find out as soon as I can send it. But it's going to take a few more hours to finish this. You can go ahead and rest first if you want. I'll get you in the morning before we start casting.
Well, I hope I can sleep. Oh. Good night, then.
Good night, Hal.
I gotta ask, where's Fluffy in all of this?
Great question.
Still on the bridge.
Yeah, I think we
guarding
last
it.
left him on the bridge in a little adorable crossing guard uniform with a whistle.
Oh, yeah.
So presumably, come nightfall, he'd probably make his way back to the guild.
Or the sewer, whatever.
Unironically becoming the guild mascot.
Mm.
That's awesome. Brian, you spend your day in the infirmary, setting everything, helping out, cleaning cuts, just being a general help. And from what I remember of your role last time, you rolled really well. So it's easy enough work. A couple stitches here and there, nothing you haven't done yourself.
Yeah, you want to know my medicine modifier? It's +8.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Tell me you're a healer without being a healer.
I am.
Oh, I know you are. Oh. But after a while, a lot of the major wounds have been addressed, and everything else can be easily addressed in the morning. So Liliana just goes to you and says, "All right, dear, you've worked hard. Just go to bed. We can deal with the rest of it in the morning if you need to."
All right. Call me if there's anything drastic.
Ah, will do. You're really good with your hands.
Well, I learned from experience.
Good. All right, now get out. Get some rest. You head up. You head up and out, and yeah, you meet the boys. Howard, you're still downstairs transcribing everything.
Yeah, in the like lobby area outside of where she was. I'm just kind of sitting there. Heat metal on the shield, or green flame blade on the shield.
Oh my god! I cast Dremel.
Pretty much. Heating it and slowly etching in.
Yeah. You see a couple of the dwarves come by, and they're looking at what you're doing. They don't say anything, and one of them just kind of throws her hand back at the other one. They both nod. they drop the tankard of beer right beside you and just kind of keep on going.
Just kind of stop for a second. Thanks.
Nah, I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You're already spending enough time doing it.
He's referencing the book the spell book. He puts everything in first, essentially, to get it right before etching it into the shield.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, easy enough. It's clockwork. You've done this before. It's just taking a little bit longer because there's a lot more intricacies within imbuing all of this. But as you're doing this, you're pouring magical essences into all that. So spend the required amount of money to... Yeah. You've already accounted the money taken out for doing the spelling?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I just have to finish the spell, which is another 4 hours.
Yeah. Another 4 hours. And, I mean, you do that. You do just that. You spend the next 4 hours engraving and carving and putting your heart and soul into this. And it looks great. Mom will put it up on the fridge. But with that, you now have sending. And you're tired.
Once that's done, go put the tankard somewhere and then head up to the room.
Easy enough. You put it in the kitchen. It's at this time, it's 12 midnight. There's a couple people still around just quietly playing cards in the corner, but not a lot of movement or action.
Not enough. And I will be right back.
Ooh. Steve, you walk up into the room and Fluffy's excitedly waiting for you there.
Well, I'm definitely tossing him a couple of meat rations.
There you go. Roll for animal handling.
You know what? That's going to be awful.
That's going to be great.
11.
11.
It's double digit. It counts for something.
Double digits.
I am back.
All right. Well, with that, I mean, I just wanted to see if you would mess it up or not. Easily, you throw a couple rations and just catches them both right out of the air, and they're magically gone. But you get the idea that Fluffy might be content.
Really, that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, anything above 10 means you don't lose any fingers.
Quiet.
Shh, don't spoil the secrets.
Oh, I was talking
You
to my
lose
phone.
1d6 fingers. We only have 5 fingers on a hand. It's a big chomp.
You gotta roll again.
Well, you could do a d10.
Yeah. There's that. You're coming up with all the great ideas tonight. Look at you.
A 6 means you lose 2 fingers.
It's like chromatic orb. Is it chromatic orb that does that, or is it
It's one of the prismatic spells, but I know what you're talking about.
Prismatic
Roll for
spray.
amputation.
You'll be doing that soon enough, dear.
Uh-oh.
You wake up in the morning, and the night goes by. Rather unrestful. As much as you got enough sleep, it just, with the general feel and air of the town, you get this sense of just tension.
Mm.
The vibes are off.
Yeah. The feng shui in this place is just weird. We need to rearrange everything. And Spleen is still just sitting there, butt up, and sawing logs like you wouldn't believe. Fluffy is starting to get a little antsy. Hermione, is Fluffy sleeping with you again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you notice that Fluffy's starting to get a little restless, a little feral again.
Roll for animal handling?
Roll the... Yeah.
Animal friendship, I'm sorry.
Yep.
You knew what I meant.
I knew what you meant, but I just wanted to doubly sure on that one.
We don't have a litter box yet, so he's going to need walkies.
Yeah, I know you've already cast it, so immediately you roll over and just like, Fluffy, no. You slap the belly just a little bit. You see him just shudder, and then calm right down. You notice that he's more readily accepting of the spell.
I've been taking him to crocodile obedience school.
from sewer rat to city pigeons. Going up, you smell the food coming, wafting right up the stairs, and yeah, it's standard fare. You know, you get your continental breakfast going. It's not fun. It's a little more dry this time.
This milk tastes like cheese.
Can I bring Fluffy to breakfast?
Or I don't know. Do you want to bring Fluffy to breakfast?
Why not?
You walk downstairs with Fluffy in tow, just on his leash. You just have like a string connected to one of his paws.
Aw.
And as you're doing it, you're watching everybody just kind of look and stare. They noticed that there was a croc coming around lately, but the fact that you're now bringing it to to lunch or to breakfast is a very interesting one. No bark. God. But nobody's making a ruckus, and they're kind of keeping a wide berth from y'all.
Is Spleen with us? Because it could be because of her smell.
Spleen is not with you just yet. She's still upstairs, sleeping and sawing logs. As much as you tried to wake her up, when that goblin decides to wake up, he's gonna wake up. But as you guys are eating, Crimson Pride comes in, and with another man in a dark tunic. You recognize it as the Crown Guard. And with one of the insignias on his shoulder, you recognize him as someone very high up within the Crown's Guard. She looks around. All right, everybody who's here. We have been asked to give interviews and to be interviewed from what we saw. We were posted out on the routes, so I know a few of you guys have seen something that may pertain to the attacks of yesterday. This here is Larkin Greylock. He will be conducting these interviews and be asking any of you guys these questions. I'll be in the room. I'll be with you guys so that everything is still okay. But we need to make sure we have all of our information set right. Any questions? One of the dwarves come up, raises his hand. So we got to finish breakfast first. And what if we don't want to talk? And Pride just looks over as you're free to give the information if you wish. But it would be more favorable for me and for you to do it. He drops his hand and continues to eat. Okay, we'll be starting interviews now, and everybody, please don't move. She ends up calling one of the groups to come and go away, and you guys are now left with a bunch of the other peoples.
Well, Alsterian, do we want to try and send this before it's our turn?
Certainly can't hurt, can it?
Elris first?
Please, just ask him if he's all right where he is.
All right. Let me see. What?
If he's still in Menestad, that sort of thing.
So I'm going to pull his shield up, trace along the symbols a little bit. Elris. It's Goose. Are you okay? We're a little worried with the way you sent that last message.
A couple seconds go by, and you hear, "Hey, Goose. Yeah, everything's okay. We're alive. I just ran out of energy."
Well, he's doing fine. He just, burnt himself out.
Right. He does that.
Yeah.
Of course. Thank you.
We shouldn't have been surprised by that. That's on us. Well, you ready for this one?
If you think we have time, I certainly...
Honestly, we can make time for it.
I'm not ready, but let's go.
So we want...
The best question to ask him... Yeah, I think the best question to ask him if he's either all right and he knows where he is.
All right. Trace it out one more time. NC. You okay? It's Howard and Hal. Do you know where you are? Give it a minute.
1 second goes. 2 seconds go by. You don't hear a reply.
As about 20 seconds go by, he gets a little bit fidgety. And then by about a minute, pipes up. I'm not getting anything, Hal.
Of course not. What are the basics of blocking magic? It's lead, extra dimensional nonsense. There was another one. Doesn't matter. Something's blocking it, I'm sure. He can't just be dead.
No. It wouldn't make sense if he were dead. Because what would take him if it just planned to kill him? There has to be some kind of plan for so many of them to be taken and no bodies to show up.
Oh, I don't like these questions. They're making me jump to conclusions. I don't want to fight a lich necromancer and his army of my friends. It's just that simple.
Yeah. I don't think they want to fight us either.
Well, from what I know of necromancy, they don't. Well,
you get my point.
They wouldn't have a choice. Yes. Anyway, let's hope this interview is very uplifting, shall we?
Yeah. Well, I'll try it again a little later today. Maybe time might make a difference. Never know.
He was going through a tunnel at the time.
Sorry, sending reception.
Damn you, Verizon.
Thank you, Rogers. You guys are sitting there and waiting and having this conversation. You see one of the groups come out, and you see Pride beckoning in a couple other people. Goliaths this time. Goliaths and Dragonborns are coming in. But as they're beckoning them in, Jesus, words. Liberitia comes up and sits right beside you guys, especially like right beside you, Brian. He's like, "How are you feeling today, sweetheart?"
Better than yesterday.
That's good. So, can you tell me why you have this crocodile?
I found it.
Well, I gathered that. But why? Why did you do this?
He's my friend.
She just looks at you, slicks her greased hair back, pulls out her pipe, just kind of pulls and drafts it through it, just the classic, like, pissed off flare of the nose and the smoke coming right out of it. Looks down at the crocodile, points to it. You making any trouble? I am gonna have your hide and wear them as fucking shoes. Let's just roll for this.
What am I rolling for?
I rolled an intimidation check against the crocodile. It was
get?
not 20.
No. Oh, be nice to Fluffy. Fluffy has hurt net 0 people.
Everyone is afraid of her. Except maybe Spleen.
No, Fluffy has hurt one person, and it's Howard.
That doesn't count.
Gee, thanks.
Howard's food, not friend. You've never seen a crocodile shudder before, but you did now. The power of this stout woman to intimidate anything is amazing to watch. But she gets, I'm glad you guys made it out okay. I'm glad you're here.
Glad we did too.
And she turns around and walks away. About 20 minutes goes by. Pride comes in. The Goliaths and the Dragonborns go out, and she calls you guys in. All right. New Blood? Goose? Granny? Where's Spleen?
Asleep still. I think.
That's okay. Come with me. You follow her along and go into one of just a makeshift interview room. It's basically a bedroom that has a desk in it. And so you guys get beckoned to go sit on the beds. And he starts looking up and around. You see that this is like a middle-aged man, but he's got like deep-rooted like wrinkles in him. Like, he looks like he's lived a life so far. But very hard and stern face. He just looks up. So where were you posted?
Over on the bridge.
You notice that he has a book out and he starts writing everything down. All right, Lilac's Bridge.
Lilac's Bridge, yes.
Excellent. Thank you. What did you see?
Well, Spleen saw it, but she's still knocked out. From what she said, there was a guy who looked a little suspicious, and when he got to roughly the center of the bridge, he raised his arms and clamped together these bracers.
Oh, I have those here, yeah. And I hand them over.
Yeah, those.
He grabs them and he inspects them. He inspects them. He immediately goes over to his wrist, like, does a swipe down, and you notice the runic inscriptions just light right up. As that happens, you see his eyes. You guys recognize it as an identify spell. He looks at it. Looks like these things have lost their magic touch. The one-time use.
I didn't think to inspect them yet. Maybe they haven't figured out how to instill enough power in them yet to keep it permanent. It instantly summoned 2 elementals.
Probably why it burned out. Too powerful. Too much power in one rune.
From what we gathered, speaking to others yesterday, these 2 were the only 2 elementals like them that were summoned yesterday. They were not just fire.
He immediately, like, he's looking at them, kind of half paying attention. As soon as you say not exactly fire, he drops them, looks down. You have his full attention.
They were... Well, Hal, Bryony, correct me if I'm wrong, but it almost looked like a fire elemental inside of a water elemental?
Or some kind of cross between them.
Yes.
It was... The water was boiling, but not dissipating.
That's good to know. I mean, he's writing all these notes down.
Every time Spleen struck it, it seemed to eject the flames, although it may have been closer to magma than anything else.
He was, if I remember correctly, the man who summoned them was wearing a cloak, and I detected magic from him.
Something else that I believe Spleen also mentioned that he smelled of the sewer.
Yes.
She did.
The sewer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that, I mean, with clothing like that, smelling like the sewer seemed particularly, well, peculiar.
And he was coming from Old Town.
That direction.
Any other identifying markings on him that you'd seen?
Not that I noticed.
I didn't have a chance to look at him.
I didn't get a good look at him.
The elementals well, took him out pretty quick, fast, in a hurry.
You see in his mind, you see like in his eyes, the wheels are turning. He's thinking. He's trying to generate something, but obviously it's one of those work in progress. He continues to write things down. Smells of the sewers. We've heard through a couple of the other groups there that there is the smell of the sewers from people who had summoned other elementals.
Mm.
But it was fewer people were seen summoning, other than just the elementals being there. Down and up. We might be putting together a task force to go into the sewers. If that was the case, you think you would be willing to volunteer?
Look over the other two.
If it helps put an end to this madness.
As he starts asking those questions, you hear the door just. You see a tiny goblin form. Someone say going into the sewers?
Yes.
I've been itching to go down there, and you know what? Those are my territories. Because I've got totems, things that make me. I can walk through those things like no problem. I need to do this. I want to go. Didn't you nerds say that there was another student missing?
Yeah, that we found out about yesterday.
I want to go into the sewers. But you nerds should go check out if that other nerd got taken.
Oh, a friend? Do you mean Elris?
I don't know. You think I pay attention?
The energetic one. He's fine. We contacted him already.
And she's just like looking up. That's not who I'm talking about.
You mean the one that got taken that we learned about? Okay.
Yeah. You guys are smart. Go investigate them.
We could.
And Larkin looks down. She is feisty.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, and Pride looks up and does a half-hearted chuckle.
Bryony, who are you going with?
I'll be honest, I'm not anxious to go to the sewers again.
Understandable.
Yeah, you go ahead and go hang out with the nerds.
Spleen, do a favor for the rest of whatever the task force consists of and keep them away from the Crocs.
Don't tell him about the. You see Larkin crocodiles in the sewers. What are you, 5?
Well,
and then he takes a look
like
over at
105, but yes.
Well,
I
got news for you. I crack open the door and a snout starts poking in.
Yeah, Fluffy, I'm going to the bathroom. I can just give me a second.
Doesn't want to be separated.
Emergency relief croc.
Fluffy has separation anxiety.
Bryony, your camera is frozen up.
Mm-hmm. You can probably just turn off and on the camera and it'll fix. Unless her connection is dying.
I think it might have done a dead.
It may have. But yeah, we'll go investigate. That's a good idea because this might be connected.
All right. Ah, good. Now get out of here. Larkin immediately stands up. I'm the one who dismissed them all. And Spleen just turns around. I don't care. Oh, there she goes.
Yep.
Bongo's blended.
Oh,
There you are.
Eddie.
Welcome back.
Not in audio yet.
Oh,
She's
welcome
back in
back.
Discord now. Welcome
hey,
back.
welcome back.
Hello.
You lost connection for a moment.
Yeah, sorry. It's storming where I am.
That'll do it.
Yeah. That's okay.
Well, I don't know how much you guys have been communicating with the Academy, but these disappearances started roughly the same time frame as the elementals, so there might be a connection, but we're not sure. There's a little bit of a gap. It was
Actually,
about a month now?
Yeah, something like that. Mr. Greylock, you have a fairly uh, robust identify ability, do you not?
You're talking if I have magic or not.
I'm asking if. Well, I've asked several people to help me identify something. It's a locket that hasn't been able to be opened, and it was the last sign I have of one of my friends who was one of the missing students. For the life of me, I haven't been able to identify it myself, or nor has anyone else I've come in contact with. If you would be so kind to do me the favor of identifying it.
He looks at you and says, I'm sorry, son. But no, I don't have that ability to do that. I'm not magical in any way. It's just this bracer.
I see.
I do hear that Attenuate Kobold's bringing in one of his namers, though. And when you hear the term namer, it is a high, like the highest level of divination magic user. So, like, it goes from a seer, people who can identify, who could use basic divination magics, but somewhat better upon than people just actually delving into it. The Watchers, who are well skilled but not mastered. And then the Namers. Namers are extremely skilled divination magic users. And because divination magic is a very hard skill to learn, there's only about 6 of them out in Falskallan.
Okay. Well, I thank you. I will need to get in touch. This sounds like it may be bigger than my own selfish or not agenda. Agenda, the right word. In any case, thank you.
You're welcome. That's all the questions I have for you. You've given me more than enough information. Thank you for your time. Pride if you could show them out. And he looks over to Spleen. If you're so eager to start looking into the sewers, come, follow me. And Spleen just looks up. See you nerds later.
Try to be good.
Ah.
She won't, as we now walk out.
You guys walk back to the main hall. Fluffy's there. Basically, like, you've got Briny, you've got Fluffy, this giant alligator just up in your arms, carrying it along. There's no such thing as a weight restriction when there's a puppy. But you start hearing rumors as soon as you start entering in to the main the dining room area. You start hearing whispers of like, oh, there's a namer coming in. There's a namer coming. It's a pretty big deal.
Well, how?
As much as I'd like to, I don't think Cobalt wants to see me again so soon.
Why not?
Oh, it could be the horns.
You're not a fan?
Not of the reason that I have the horns, no.
I mean, you don't have to talk to him.
You're making a lot of assumptions that we will even be in the same acre as he. I mean, we had to pull several favors just to get in the same room with him, let alone speak to him.
That's true. I mean, hey, think of it this way. Maybe he notices us as, you know, he's doing what he does and notices that we're trying to help. Maybe it puts you in a little better light. I'm probably full of shit, but...
Yes, let's go with hopeful.
See?
Well, I.
Speaking of hopeful, we've gotten a little stronger since last time. Let me see that amulet.
Be my guest.
Eyes flash, and I'm gonna try a 4th level identify.
4th level identify? Alright. Trying to peer through the veil of Arcana, understanding everything you know so far as it stands. Your eyes start going through the color spectrum of everything that's going on there and realizing that your gaze is not passing through. You're not able to see what this is. It's very much a lump. It's just very much something stuck in your hand.
I'm just hand it back. No, still might as well be a rock. Nothing. But I'll let my energy recover a little bit over the next hour, and we'll be able to send 2 more times today. Maybe we'll have better luck.
Al's just sort of sitting there a little shell-shocked with all the things that he's been pondering, with no orb in sight.
Good. Watch. You guys, so what do you guys? Oh, yeah. So we're having internet issues with Miss Bryony. So
yeah, she's got a storm going on, so
this might be this will probably be a shorter session.
Most likely.
Setting everything up and getting it ready to go.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Am I back?
Yep.
Yes.
Kind of.
Excellent.
You just gotta restart the video.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
There you are.
Sorry.
No worries.
So will you guys so you guys are gonna start heading out to the academy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectionist Azure's Academy for the Gifted Arcanist. You gotta love it.
About how long is that walk?
It's out in Ashhorn's Hollow, so it's relatively close, all things considered. It's about a 25-minute walk. Because you gotta
Essentially,
cross the bridge.
trying to avoid casting spells or doing anything strenuous for roughly an hour for a short rest.
For sure. Well, you guys start walking out, and you see, you guys actually see a tall furbolg wearing his orange tunic and semi-gilded gilded shoulder pauldrons that he's wearing for decorative form. He looks up, and he looks over at you, Bryony. He says, "I'm sorry, I did come to the reliquary." I'm sorry I didn't come to the reliquary.
Oh, well. You missed out.
I just got nervous. I'm sorry.
Well, you should come next time.
Yeah.
I promise we don't bite. Not even the crocodile.
Yeah.
Spleen knows.
He's a sweetheart. He goes down on one knee and starts petting the crocodile, and Fluffy actually takes to him real easily.
Aww.
But you know the trick to these guys, right? As he starts like scratching him behind like what you think the ear socket would be, it's just like right about here, and you see the crocodile just thumping his leg. I used to play with all the babies and all the crocodiles back when I lived at home.
Oh.
But I'm sorry. He stands back up, and you notice that like he actually stands with like a prim, like standing straight instead of just a slouched demeanor. He's like, "I have a request for you guys."
What's that?
The Falskallan Access are having a meeting. It's been called, but given the timelines of everything that's been going on, we're pushing it to this afternoon. Every one of the colors is going to meet, but that also means we need personnel, security for one of us. I want you guys.
We would be honored. Certainly.
Us?
I recognize there are more skilled people out there, but you're from the times I've had with you guys, I trust you.
I mean, I'm not complaining. Like Halsterian said, we'd be honored that.
Okay.
Shit. Howard just looks like he doesn't know what to do with himself. Like, that's going to be a lot of fancy people in one place.
I would suggest wearing your best attire.
Right. Yes. I definitely have that.
But you notice that his demeanor kind of just slouches down a little bit more. He's back into his normal pose. It's just, thank you. I need I need people I can trust up there.
Thank you for trusting us that much.
Mm-hmm. Meet me here mid-afternoon. Then we'll get to the chambers.
Will do.
He steps out of the way and bends down back on one knee and pets Fluffy a little bit. And gets up, starts walking away.
Let's hold off on sending any more messages until tonight. Just in case.
Agreed. Yes.
Saving up those spell slots.
Never can be too careful.
Yeah. I'd hate to be, part of the guard for an event like that and not be capable of my best.
Certainly not.
And NC's waited a while already, so...
For all we know, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. A few more hours probably wouldn't hurt. Hell, I didn't know how to say anything to him, but, I don't think either of us have anything fancier than this.
Yeah, speaking for myself, these are my fancy clothes. They are like actively falling apart.
Well, might have something back in Ashwan's Hollow that might fit you, but Friday we may want to just go shopping.
Yeah.
Shopping montage.
Oh God, not this again!
No! No, it's like one of those 90s comedies where I like come out in all different outfits, like a cowboy, and they like shake their heads. You know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, you just see Spleen stick her head up out of like the cobblestone, just boom, yeah! Oh my God.
Makeover!
There is a wardrobe at your great-grandfather's place full of different types of clothing and everything else.
Oh, that's what I was saying. I just wasn't sure if anything would fit Bryony.
Hey, we don't know what your great-grandfather was into dressing as in his private time. That's his business.
We don't king shame around here, honey. No, from what you remember of Kareg's wardrobe, it has everything. Different styles of dress and...
It would, wouldn't it? It would kind of have to for his line of work.
I'm but a simple tailor. You just hear the voice in the back of your head.
You're right. Oh. since we're nearby anyway, I say we make our way back over. I kind of want to call it the new blood compound, but that doesn't seem right.
I mean,
Compound.
what you call it is what you call it. Because that's Halstarian's nickname for it then.
I think he'd probably go with Manor.
The new blood manor.
Or at least that's what he's been told to call it.
New blood manor, old blood stains.
It depends on the week. All right. Well, I will guide them over.
So you guys are heading. So are you going to the academy first, or are you heading?
Probably
tabling
first.
the visit to. Pardon?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying tabling the visit to the academy for now.
Yeah, most likely. Go there if we have time, but considering it's already past breakfast and he needs us to meet him at noon.
Mid-afternoon.
Right.
And at this point, it's about 8 in the morning.
Okay, so there's time.
So it's not like breakfast at 10 o'clock and then you guys are having to rush everywhere around. No, this is like, it's 8 o'clock. You've got about a 6-hour window to get back.
I'd be up for grabbing some clothing and then going to see what we can learn.
It's as good an idea as I could come up with, yes.
Excelente. So first off is the new blood compound.
Yes.
Yes, indeedy.
Making your way across Solemn Lilac's Bridge, you notice that the battle scars that you had left there are still very much around, and people are kind of walking around those battle scarrings. You take a look at the structure and you realize, oh, this thing is a fortress, and it's going to take a lot to take this thing down. People are moving slowly. It's a cautious day. Gather. But walking across and walking into the well-litted area of Ashhorn's Hollow, following the river, stream, whatever body of water that runs right through, with the bridges consistently going over top. It's nice and beautiful. London down by the Thames. Eventually making it to the New Blood. Walk into the door. You just open right up and you notice, it's still the same old semi-bustle going along with the maids and butlers walking about. Funnily enough, this time, Kareg is out there to meet you. Ah, Halstarian. What can I do for you today?
We are going to be attending it's a meeting with the colors, and we should be dressing appropriately.
Ah, yes, that you should be. Oh, this is excellent news. You're going to be in the same room as all the colors?
So I understand, unless we're posted outside for security duty, it seems unlikely.
Ah, but you're in the vicinity of them all. That's the best part. Come, follow me. We'll find anything to make you well-suited and appropriate for all of it.
Very good.
Lean into Hal. Why is he so enthusiastic about this?
I have my guesses.
It's uncomfortable.
At the very least, it's going to be a good impression to leave.
That is the important thing.
He's already up the stairs. Are you coming?
We better not dally.
Yep. Let's go.
You guys follow, and you follow him to his the wardrobe room, and this half orc has a slight spring in his step.
Out of curiosity,
Yep.
Has there been any visible damage, like around the city, anywhere on the New Blood compound?
You guys walk through Ashhorn's Hollow, and it doesn't look like it was touched at all.
Okay.
And I just mean in general Ashhorn's Hollow, so nothing specific to and around Lord Baltrus's manor. You totally know I'm going to change its name every time now.
The estate.
The estate.
Ooh, I like the estate.
Walking into the dressing room, immediately you guys remember exactly, okay, so you walk into the center, and then it almost turns into an impossible, six hallway cross section of just wardrobes.
Just like side-eyeing Bryony to see what kind of look comes over her face with the mass amount of clothing.
I'm just kind of dizzy from it all.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mirrors.
Yeah. It's a lot of mirrors and the smell of cloth and linens and everything else. It's a new sensory for you, and it's not roll for sensory overload. Kareg, in his half or sheepish smile, just says, "All right, well, which color are you guarding?"
This will be shifting amber.
Shifting amber. Urbolg. Well, I will have to come up with something. Obviously with orange. Oh, let's see what other colors can blend into. All right. And he just immediately walks off. Takes him a good 10 minutes. And he comes back. All right, Halsterian, come here.
I approach.
He lifts things up, and it's basically like what you think a sultan would wear. Like very Arabic in design, just like a half-breasted, like I'm not really good at describing this. I see it in my mind, but it's kind of like a cut suit, military style, but it's for like an Arabic prince.
Like a tunic.
Yeah, like a tunic that has a breast lap over it.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes right down, well poofed pants until it comes into a point where there are a pair of boots that come straight up. And for you, it comes in like a lavender color with speckles of like orange striping to represent that you are protecting for shifting amber.
I can see it.
Well chosen.
I think this would work perfectly for you.
And I try it on.
He tries it on, and
Good.
he looks you over and he's like, "Yep, I was right. I know my measurements."
Never cease to amaze me.
That is where you fail. You have yet to learn who I because of that. I'm really good at what I do. Mr. Howard, come.
All right.
Abe looks over. Now, I actually don't have the luxury of memorizing Halsterian's measurements. Come here. He just does quick measures. All right. Goes in. Another 10 minutes later, he comes back out. It's the academy, the academy stuff again. Anything, he immediately throws it to the side. I'm actually joking. He goes right back in, comes right back out.
Oh.
You get the academy robes again.
He had Howard fooled.
Mm-hmm. Coming out. Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out how to describe it because I see it in my head, but I don't remember how to bring it out. Again, it's almost like you're wearing... He brings out a nice silken tunic. It's a nice... Oh, man. I don't even know my color pairings. This sucks. This is what happens when you improvise all this stuff at the fly. I don't know seamstressing things.
I'm not a mind reader. I'm sorry.
I know. How dare you? Actually, Bryony, how would you describe what would you think? No, I won't put you on the spot.
For Howard, I don't know. I see him in something a little more sleek than like the tunic.
Yeah. It's like a well-fitted dress shirt, but it's not exactly a dress shirt. It's like a doublet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a doublet, but it's not with the poofy shoulders. It's almost as the same military cut as Halsterian's. The coloring would also be lavender with orange stripings and little bits of highlights. Not so much as for ostentatiousness, but for the fact that like this is the designation of who you're.
Mm-hmm.
Of who you're protecting. And it comes with a half cape that connects from your left shoulder and flips over. And like no matter how many times you try and flip it over, it will not go.
Yeah, it's like weighted in place.
Exactly. And like you kind of get the feeling that he did like a sneaky half stitch on the backside just to hold it in spot 2.
I'm just like messing around with it.
The hem and it'll weight the bottom down so it won't like flip up.
Yeah.
Just like messing around with it, making sure it won't get in the way.
Yeah.
All right.
It should work.
That works.
This should work perfectly with your shield. Yes. With everything else, I believe that's everything. He brings out a couple decorative holsters for your books. And the same thing, accessories for you as well, Halsterian. As soon as it's up, it looks up. My God, you actually do clean up. You surprised me.
Thanks, I guess.
And in his half orcish grin, he cocks his head. If I'm correct, your name is Bryony, right?
You are?
Perfect. He starts looking you up and down just like, I have ideas, but I feel like you might have better ideas. Would you like to come pick with me?
I do not have ideas. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was like, oh God, what do I do for you?
I'm very self-conscious and like shrink into my like big old sweater.
I've got an idea. come with me. I need your measurements too. So he just like does you over. Okay, I think I got it. Comes around. About 15 to 20 minutes go by. He comes back out.
You hear like chainsaw and hammer noises behind
He's oh, son of a bitch.
Horses whinny in the distance.
There's like the Wilhelm scream.
Somehow pigeons fly out of the dressing room.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, continue.
It's okay. You're giving me good stalling time. He comes back out.
You decided to do this, not me. I got nothing, dude.
Hey, that's fine. This helps. New DM, this helps. Comes
Look at
back
me.
out with this.
I'm the captain now.
He carries again lavender, like a lavender dress. And he's like, try this on. And so you go and try it on. It is form fitting to who you are, but it's conservative all around. It's like very silken and very well designed, nice. It's kind of like what Gal Gadot would wear. It's just something that's form fitting, but also has somewhat of a bit of a train to it. It only goes about a foot behind you, but the secret behind it is, he just points out, the secret behind the train is that you can easily remove it in case anything does go down. You're not restricted whatsoever by any of your movements in this thing.
Ooh. Actually, I kind of do have an idea for the silhouette of this dress now.
Ooh.
Like, this, but in a lavender.
Yeah.
Wait for it to load. Trust my internet.
Trust my internet, hope to die. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I see that. So you've got more padding in the shoulder. More padding in the shoulders to pop up, but also you have, like, you've got side holsters that go from the shoulder blades around the breast and behind to hold any sort of poultices or potions, and you've got your half sling going on, but it's in more decorative style.
Okay.
Neatly leather work, so you still have access to all of your spells, and you still carry your staff with you.
Of course.
And he looks down. That's right. You have a pet. And he comes back with just a bow tie and ties it around Fluffy.
And Fluffy and I have matching corsages.
Yeah. Oh wait, and then he comes back and he gets a little sash and he ties it around the tail.
Yay!
Lavender with orange.
Ambassador.
Yeah.
Yes. Ambassador of the sewers.
Yeah.
My God, you guys actually look like you would fit into royalty.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And when do we have to have these back?
Well, when you're done.
That's fair.
Yep.
Now, go make your great-grandfather proud.
Will do. Shall we? He looks at the others.
Yeah. Let's go investigate the academy a little, why don't we?
Remember, anything you do will reflect back on us. Make us proud.
I won't burn down any rooms, I promise.
There's a half. I would not expect anything less. You guys immediately turn out head down the stairs. All in your fancy, fresh new attire. So you guys are going to head to the academy.
Yes.
Meet it. And you do just that. Walking throughout the city, you notice that it is a bit more bustling within Ashhorn's Hollow. It seems as if any of yesterday's events didn't really happen or exist. You still hear people calling out with their vendors and whatnot. Shops are running in full force. You do see some of the lower class people running around still with like an air of caution, trying to avoid larger crowds of people, but overall, that's kind of what you just see and what you deduce. Heading to the academy, you reach the grounds, you follow everything through. Opening up the doors, you notice that the illusion up in the ceiling is now just pure black. There's no stars up right now. But what you see is like setups of tables and people directing, like, if there's any information, here's, if you're looking for any information on any of the missing students, please come with me into the library.
Follow that right along.
Mm-hmm.
The library is not too hard to find. It's where it was last time you remembered it. Opening up the doors, you notice that there's still floating lanterns with lights in them, but they don't have any heat source or any source of like ignition. You kind of gather it's probably just gathering small lights for what is that spell? Dancing lights.
Yeah.
It's dancing lights, but on a mass scale. What you hear general like rumble through the library, just the way everything is designed, the cacophony of noise can actually accentuate everything that's going on. But you get the general just that, okay, so there's a couple of tables here of people just kind of doing the secretarial work where, all right, and there's a line. And it's fairly long. Do you guys wait?
I will get antsy if the line is that long.
Like, you gather it's a good 30 people, not like it's long, but it's not nothing.
It's not an anime convention long.
It's not anime convention long.
I'm gonna get in line and see how fast it's moving for like 10 minutes.
You notice that it's usually just a person goes up, kind of says a thing, and then the guy will either like wave them through or wave them away. It's about like, sometimes it'll last a minute, sometimes it might last 5, but generally it moves.
Moving at a decent rate, Hal.
If we do have a couple hours before we need to meet Shifting Amber, I'd at least like to see what information we can get.
Agreed.
You guys get in line, and about 20 minutes go by, and you finally get to the front. You see Vil just being there. It's like, oh god, you guys again? You're not blackmailing me this time.
Nope, we're here for something completely different.
You're here because of the missing student?
Yep.
So do you have any information on anything other students that have gone missing?
Just gonna turn to Hal and see what he wants to state.
When these disappearances started, one of them, by the name of NC, left an amulet behind. I hold this up. No one's been able to identify it, and let alone scry with it. But looking to see if maybe there was something else like that that was left behind, something we can collect and maybe perhaps have one of the namers take a look at.
She holds her hands out as if she just give it to her for a second.
He will, begrudgingly.
Yeah. She looks at it. So this is NC. She kind of puts the locket down, starts flipping through. NC. Oh. Yeah, he was one of the ones that were listed as missing. All right. We'll get you into an appointment with Artana.
Artana.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please wait over there. And she immediately points to a bunch of chairs where there's like 5 people sitting there waiting for their turn.
Just gonna
Head over, yeah.
Welcome to the DMV.
Yep.
Right.
Nodding.
I am not arguing with Vil. No.
No.
She looks specifically at you, Goose, just
I'm just doing as little as I can to make her mad anymore.
I've got my eye on you, Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski. I have my eye on you. We're always watching. Always. Roz, how's it going? Sitting over by the chairs, you see a couple of the students that have something to say, but just generally keeping to themselves. They look younger. They're definitely in the academy robes. And one of them just comes over. So, you heard about Demedor? It's just like this young elvish boy. Very, very young. He's like, so you heard about Demedor?
Is that the one who went missing?
Yeah, he went missing yesterday. It was crazy.
How so?
Well, I mean, he said he needed to go to the bathroom, but we all know that he just likes to skip class.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody rats him out, so we didn't think twice of it when he didn't come back. And we thought, okay, he's gonna be over at his normal place, and he wasn't there.
No one has seen him since.
Nobody saw him since. We went to our chambers, and he wasn't there either. And it looked like some of his stuff was ransacked. That was it. Nothing gone.
Ransacked.
But nothing gone.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's strange.
Yeah. I know. But
Have any of the other missing people had their stuff gone through?
not that I know of. We don't really hear about a lot of that stuff. We hear rumors, but that's about it. Nobody knows anything.
Well, rumors
got to be some sort of dots to connect.
Yeah.
Rumors are enticing, though.
Yeah. Wait.
Well,
Who are you here for?
Someone you probably don't know. He's been missing for a while.
Now, if he's missing for a while, then do you think he's gonna? Do you think he's dead?
you see Hal flinch.
I don't think so. It seems a little pointless for them to be kidnapped like this, only to be killed.
That's crazy. Wait. And he just kind of stops, ponders, looks up at you. You both were in the academy? What did you specialize? What did you specialize?
Not
just like
blowing up classrooms.
not
And
blowing
I'm
up-
just avoiding the hole being stared into my brain.
But that doesn't answer the question. Like, wait, so evocation?
Yeah.
What about you? He points to Hal.
I'm just sort of like rubbing my horn nervously. Magic.
Magic. Nothing specific. Okay, let me guess. Patreon magic? Patron magic.
What are you studying? Divination?
Me? No, I'm just really observant. Yeah, divination. And points to Bryony. Where'd you get the pet? That's so cool.
Sewer.
That's so.
No, actually, the dog shelter. They just thought he had some weird disease.
Whoa. That is so awesome. Were you a student too?
I consider myself a student of the world.
That's so cool. You're really pretty. Do you want to go out sometime?
Boy, he did not waste any time.
You get the sense that he is really young.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's sorry about your friend, and then you hear his name get called up, just like Darkeely. Come on. Oh, sorry, I gotta go. It was nice meeting you.
Yep.
Likewise.
You guys are left alone.
God, he was energetic. Oh.
I mean, not everyone can be Elris, but he was close.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's a first year. What do you think? Maybe second.
I think looks can be deceiving, and he could be of things.
Honestly, everyone in school looks like fetuses to me now.
I feel that both in and out of character.
JT. He still has that new elf smell on him.
No.
Well,
I broke my players.
I'm just trying to figure out what that would be, because if it was a new dwarf smell, it would obviously be Axe.
Wow. Ooh.
That was great. Bow, I guess.
Herbal essences.
Herbal essences. oh, oh, ode to lavender.
If all elves smell like lavender, that would make me very suspicious.
You haven't thought of it, but Howard smells oddly like lavender.
Oh no, it's canon.
10 minutes go by.
Oh.
About 10 minutes go by. Darkilly comes out, and the lady, she looks at you guys. All right, you ready? Come with me.
As we'll get.
You go into the back rooms, basically where all like the select tomes and scrolls are. Some of the more rarer things. Nothing that could ever reach into Attenuate Kobold's personal stash, but there's still like the more advanced books or the selections that general reading or people who want to come in and just browse the library could not find. With that, you see a white dragonborn, older looking, sitting at a table, and she's wearing the academy robes, but they're red with white, like with white accent stripes, like cloths going over her shoulders and draping down. And she looks up. All right, well, how can I help you?
You must be Artana.
Yes, Artana Rakthasar.
Thank you for meeting with us. We have inquiries about a missing friend, missing colleague. We were wondering if maybe there was a pattern that maybe you could help to identify. When my friend NC was lost, I did manage to find that he left this behind, and I hand her the locket. No one's been able to identify it as yet, let alone scry to see where he is, of course, but it's... I'm wondering if any of the other missing students left something similar behind, and maybe if they all did and they were just overlooked, or there's just similar, some sort of pattern, some sort of clue to be found here.
She looks up at you, kind of squints her eyes. Let's see. She's flipping through the same notes that Vil has. Boom. Okay. Out of all the students that were missing, the ones who mastered in summoning were the ones who were more preferred. NC was one of those. NC was one of those. So, this locket of yours. How long ago was this? She kind of flips through. A while ago. Let's see.
I'm afraid so.
Well, let me see this locket of yours.
I hand it over.
Yeah. And you told me you went to other scryers.
I'll admit I I did. I couldn't even identify it. I wasn't sure what this could lead us to, but no one's been able to decipher it yet.
Let me see. And she holds her hands out. You give her the locket.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. She's holding this gold locket in her hand with the emerald inlay. Huh. Let me see. Her eyes flash, and like, now there's something there. And immediately just glares right into it. You notice that when she starts identifying, you start noticing that like her eyes starting getting brighter and brighter. And eventually you see everything just turn into a pure bright light. It almost makes it impossible to look at her doing that. Just this is shrouded in some very, very heavy magic. This here is a key to another realm, another dimension, another plane of existence. And it has been shrouded with a rune that makes it possible for me to see through. Well, almost impossible.
How do we break it? Do we want to break it? What? Why would NC have something like that?
Doesn't make any sense. He had. I knew he had this before he disappeared, but how would he have come into contact with something like that? Or
did you ever see him open it, Hal?
No, a thought just occurred to me. In an insidious sort of way, I do wonder if it was meant to be a trap of some sort. I mean, like the bag of devouring.
That is also what I was thinking. Maybe it was given to him.
The other student that you just saw said that the most recent disappearance had his stuff gone through, but nothing was missing.
Yes.
Was anything added, I wonder?
That is a very good question. I had him under the a zone of truth. He couldn't lie to me. You know, with these little kids, sometimes they like to embellish. And for that one, he actually did embellish.
I can't imagine.
I got him to tell me the truth. I don't need magic to get kids to tell me the truth.
Right.
But no, I don't know. That one, I don't know if anything has been added or not. But one of our students is missing again.
I wonder if your father might know something about this. Your grandfather.
Perhaps if this amulet has this locket has a if it's a key, if it's a
He knew about the other
if it's
items.
anything. Yes. If it's anything like the locket we found in the Giant's lair or the book that he had delivered, perhaps he does.
Maybe we should stop by and see if he'd be willing to take a look at it.
I'm sure he knows I have it.
You think he might already know about it? Just hasn't said anything?
Perhaps it's in a way somehow leading me to other artifacts that are similar. Ah, there's too many variables to simply guess. We should stop by and ask when we have a moment to do so.
Speaking of which, what's the time looking like?
You guys are looking around noon.
Oh, we've still got time.
Well, I do hope this has shed some light at least on your discoveries, Miss Recleus. If there's anything we can do to help, please call on us at the guild.
What is the name I can call on?
Oh, our team is them, the Hunters of Evil and Monsters.
Them. I'm a neighbor and I probably could come up with something better than... What? You choose what you choose?
It is easy to remember, nonetheless.
Thank you for the information.
Thank you for your time.
Yes.
And insight. Goodness.
That's what I'm here for. Now, send in the next people.
Good day.
You head out, you immediately see like a line of like two other people. One of them's a lavender tiefling, kind of like yourself there, Halsterian. And you point out, you just point out, she's ready for you. Oh, okay. And just kind of
Just see Vil sitting there with a clipboard and a ruler. Like, next!
That's hilarious. So, where you guys heading?
Well, it'll take us a little time to get to where we need to meet up with Amber, but I don't have any other plans to do much else before we head over. Any other thoughts from you two?
I imagine your grandfather's not willing to just meet at random.
Hardly. At the very least, we'll be returning these outfits, and we can see if he is available then, and if not, we can certainly find a time that works.
You know, maybe I should make a sketch of those bracers while we have some time. Then we can hand them over. They said the magic's gone from them.
It certainly can't hurt. It'll help. If we need to leave them somewhere, it'll help to identify them at the very least. I'll sketch a copy too, why not?
I'm sure Master Summoner Orilla would be ecstatic to receive them. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm sure you're right. All right.
So we're going to head over to where we're meeting Shifting Amber and just take a bit of time sketching out some things. The bracers and such.
So you head back to Guildhall?
Yeah.
Excellent. Walking through, getting back, 10-minute walk goes by. 20-minute walk goes by, and you reach the guild. Walk through the front, you see Lavertia, just kind of manning her post. Ever vigilant, ever grumpy.
I point to Fluffy. He has a tie.
That he does. Like I said, you hurt anybody, your hide's mine. That goes with any of you.
We're not
just
guilty
sits
of that.
back and just places her hand right on her rotund belly, but just like...
He has a tie.
I know, sweetie, it's fucking adorable. I just don't like giving acknowledgement to anybody else but you. There we go. There you go. Nothing like stiffening the neck and giving it a good crack. Yeah. So you find a spot to sit and be a lo-fi girl for a second. Oh my god. Yeah. I can just imagine it just being a giant lo-fi session thing where it's like you and Hal are in the window wells just doing your tracing, Spleen sleeping with her ass up, and Bryony's playing fetch with Fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
Just a nice, relaxed evening.
Yeah.
Themcore.
Very Themcore. Oh, you know what? I like that. You're gonna get an inspiration for that one.
Aw.
Okay, but with that, you take the time to do that. Nothing. Time goes by. It's not exactly exciting work, but you're still all dressed to the nines, just kind of waiting. You hear a rap at your door, just... I'm sorry, you can't hear that, right? Noise suppression. Yay. We'll imagine the knock. Oh, Steve. And you notice the door. Hey guys, are you ready?
Yeah. Close up book. Ready as we'll ever
Lead the
be.
way.
Excellent. You know, you open the door. You notice that Shifting Amber is wearing full-plated armor, gilded in orange. He's wearing like a full-blown cape, and he has his helmet to the side, but he's also fully like... He's still fully armed, but everything is decorative and absolutely pristine.
Ooh.
This wasn't what he was wearing in the training yard. And like you see the ornamental inlays of like Furbolg, kind of like walking on the plane or something along those lines. It's very intricate, and the details were not missed on this. This was done by a master blacksmith.
As we're walking out the door, I'm just gonna pull one of the gloves a little tighter and cast mage armor on myself.
Yep. Easy enough. Yep. The shimmer immediately goes right over you. Nothing. Nothing. Nobody would notice if they didn't know what to look for. He starts directing you along, and you notice that he's standing actually rather regally. And you, for the first time, actually see like a leader walking in front of you. You guys head down the stairs where from where your chambers were, and you see Crimson Pride pretty much wearing the same set of armor that she wore in the training yard. Her helmet off, hair billowing down, but she's also armed to the T and has her shield strapped to her backside. And you notice that she has a couple of the Crown's Guard with her as her escort. And these guys are absolute units. No, but they're the biggest guys you've ever met. They're very tall and just very broad-shouldered. You get the sense that they've seen battle and they know what the hell they're doing. She looks up. Ah, there you are. Oh, so you're bringing them. Good. Chunk of meat, even Gronk the Hardy. God damn it, Steve. All you see is they're walking. All right, do the thing. No. Come on, do the truffle shuffle. No. Bye. Pride. Everybody meets within the main hallway. Libertia looks up. All right, you guys walking, or we're going the special route. Pride looks at her. You know what we're doing. Right. Come with me. Immediately turns around, heads into one of the side doors. Pride follows suit with her guards. Shifting Ember goes through. You guys follow through. You guys are led through a series of hallways that are proceeding to go down. Proceeding to go down sloped, left, right. Eventually you hit like a main central chamber where you see teleportation circle.
I didn't know we had one of these in the guild.
We don't keep that public knowledge. And we would respect if you kept that away from the public. Good. All right. Let's step on. Everybody steps into the summoning circle. And she looks to one of the assistants that's down there. It looks like another guild or guild academy student is there. Gives a nod. She immediately, all right, eyes flash forward, does the incantation plus the hand movements. Snaps. You guys light right up. Immediately, everybody roll D100s.
What?
Everybody roll D100s. So
come back.
you take
That's that funky D10, right?
Yeah, that's a D10 plus a funky D10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
I got a
that's not-
60.
I was confused for a moment. I was like, how the hell did I get a 10 and another 10? But it's
That's
not.
100.
No, because the two zeros would be the 100. Only one of them counts by tens, so I was like, wait. It was a 6. It just looked like a 10 at that angle.
Oh, so we got a 6.
It's a 16 total.
16 total.
Yep.
Halster?
Okay.
36.
I rolled a 60 and a 5. Somebody tell me what that means.
65.
Oh.
You just add the one that counts by tens to the normal one, unless it is a 00 on the 10-digit one. If you have a 10 and the 00, it is a 100, or is it a?
That's 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good to know.
The double O's and the 1 is 100.
Yeah, that's what it is.
In my book.
Yeah. Yeah, because 1 through 9.
I see.
Immediately, you guys wake up. Hal and Howard. You feel it churning in your stomach. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah. What's my modifier? 8.
8.
Yep.
10.
You immediately spew. You are.
Zero for 2. Oh, that's not pleasant. God.
Teleport. You see Junk and Gronk just immediately look over and have a giggle at you guys.
Look, it's only our second time. Give us a break. Just shh.
Crimson Pride just looks at the both of them, kind of gives them like the double backhand slap, just like quit it, focus. And Shifting Amber looks at you guys. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I just need a minute.
Good. Immediately, you see Aurilla Relis.
Relsis?
Yeah, Aurilla Relsis. That's her name. Had to rethink that one for a second. She looks. Yeah, she's looking at you guys, still wearing just kind of half silk, half linens. A couple cottons on it, but nothing too fancy. All right, you guys ready?
Compose myself and just nod.
Good. And she walks over, hands you a handkerchief. You have a little bit right here.
Dab, dab. Prestidigitation, dab, dab.
Yup.
Prestidabitation.
Mm.
All right. I'm assuming you guys know where you're going. And so everybody in tandem walks up to where the central chamber leads out. You guys lead into Castle Onver, making lefts and rights, and you finally meet yourselves at an auditorium chamber where there's a circular table straight in the center, where there's also like stands sitting about for people to want to be a part of some sort of a parliamentary observation, but obviously there's nobody here except for Crimson Pride Shifting Amber, the accompanying guards. But you also see... There you are. You also see a gnomish man, very old. Like, he's got the male pattern baldness as well. And it's just like a well-trimmed, well-cropped male pattern baldness, but he also has the mutton chops with like the mustache going down.
Mm.
He's wearing purple armor. Just, again, kind of in the same style as Crimson Pride and Shifting Ember. Very ornate, very detailed from what you could see. But he doesn't have any personal guards around. To his left, you see a woman, an elf, wearing this flowing green silken gown with yellow inlays and popping and with a bunch of filigree on it. It is gorgeous to look at. Her hair is just this long, luscious, flowing brown hair. And she has this look about her that, like, she could not be bothered by anybody. You notice her guards are shrunken treants. To her left, you see a Tenuate kobold. He's still wearing his blues, but it's very form-fitted and very immediately just like a lot of the design. It was kind of like what you're wearing, Howard, but much more ornate. And to his left, you see a golden dragonborn. Notice that you see that he has 2 books strapped to his sides, but also giant sacks just all strapped right in behind him, and a bunch of different little potions and everything else strapped to his tail that is long and flowing. His robes are golden, fitting the theme quite well. Long and flowing, and just, if ostentatious was a word, that would be not enough for him. Rings on his fingers and everything, chains. This dragonborn, it is decked out. You notice that his guards are wearing the same robes. As Crimson Pride and Shifting Amber walked into the room, you notice Violet Fury look up and say, "Ah, it is about time. I was starting to get sick of waiting. What do you think, old man?" A Tenuate kobold looks over. "For the last time, I'm not the oldest one in the room. I at least have 150 years less than you. So please, I'm not the old man." He looks up back at him. But where's the fun in that? Shall we begin? And with that, I'm going to call tonight's session.
Where does we get to meet all the fancy people?
Nope. With everything that is going on, the council is met. What will happen, we don't know. What conclusions and resolutions will become of this, we will have to see. But that'll be it for next week. I would like to thank D&D Beyond for sponsoring us tonight. And also would like to say thank you to all my players who are here. I always appreciate having you all play with us. With me. Enjoying my shenanigans as much as I enjoy yours.
Poor Spleen out being a nerd. So against her character.
But I would also like to say that the war in Ukraine is still going on, and it is a very serious situation. It is a humanitarian crisis, and if you can donate to reputable charities, anything will go, anything will help. People need help, and we need to try and help them as best as we can. We have the unfortunate luxury of being in North America here, where we don't get to feel the fear the experience that's happening. So anything we can do to help, please try. And we're still having a global pandemic going on. So just remember to wash your hands, social distance, wear your mask. Don't be a dick about it. And with that, I've got one thing to ask you guys. Do you dare to imagine? Have yourself a good night.